America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Vincent Simmons. I did a story on him a couple of years back. He was accused of raping two white twin 14-year-olds. Now, they gave him a 100-year sentence with no evidence that any crime happened. And it took an interesting twist. So, residents in a rural part of Louisiana have wondered for years, did Vincent Simmons, a black man, get a fair trial in 1977? Been in jail all this damn time. Simmons was accused of attempted aggravated rape of 14-year-old twin sisters Sharon and Karen Sanders, who are white. Less than 2 months after his arrest, Simmons, who was 25 at the time, was sentenced to 100 years in prison after being convicted by a jury of 11 white men and one black woman. The latest attorney to take up Simmons' case is Justin Bonus. He has filed a motion for his release, citing evidence that was never presented at trial and what he called explosive new claims from one of the witnesses. No physical evidence that connects him to the crime. There's no blood, there's no semen, there's no hair, there's nothing, Bonus told CBS Morning. Lead national correspondent David Begnaw. Sharon talks about bleeding all over the car. Do you know how many times white women have lied about rape in this country? In fact, she's the number one woman that lies about rape. And they don't have no problem pinning it on a black man either and be a outright lie, just like in this case. So she claims she bled all over the car. And Karen talks about the violent rape. Where's the evidence? This is what the lawyer is saying. Where's the evidence? Where's the blood in the car? There is nothing that supports a crime happened, and there's definitely not anything that supports a black man committed the crime, Bonus said. The sisters, decades later, stick by their accusation. Simmons raped and threatened them. He told us he was going to kill us. Well, you're still breathing, right? And we believe every word of it, Karen Sanders told Begnaw. So 2 weeks after the alleged incidents, the sisters reluctantly told the sheriff some details, claiming they were forcibly taken by a black man to a country road and sexually assaulted for 3 hours in a car belonging to their 18-year-old cousin, who said they were locked in the trunk. Oh, y'all just lying okay. We called him Simmons, and all night there's so many things about that night. He gave us his name, Sharon Sanders said. The sisters never told the sheriff the name when they were questioned, other than describing his race. They did not provide details of what the man looked like. Okay, so how did you come to arresting him if they didn't give a name or tell you what he looked like? Black man, so you just grab up the first one you see? They testified before the jury that they were brutally raped. They repeatedly were asked if they were able to identify this person, if they saw them, and they said no. Listen, these 14-year-olds said no because all blacks look alike. See, I would have threw the case out at that point. So you mean to tell me you couldn't describe the clothes he had on? What color was the shoes he had on? How tall was he? You couldn't answer basic questions? Was he a light or dark-skinned black man? There were a number of things you could have described, but as soon as they said all blacks look alike, I would have threw the case out. Simmons says at the parole hearing, the twins confirmed that Begnaw, they never gave the sheriff a detailed description of the man. No, we did not, said Sharon Sanders. Okay, so how did you come to arrest this man if you weren't able to give details? Mm-mm. You said all, Begnaw began. All blacks look alike, they said together. And you said all N words look alike, Begnaw said. And they answered, that's right, sure did, Sharon Sanders said. About a month ago, current District Attorney Charlie Riddle offered to release Simmons. 4 years would probably be the sentence that he would request in this case, like nowadays, he said. But Simmons would have to register as a sex offender. Okay, so you put him in jail on the word of two 14-year-old white girls that couldn't describe what he looked like, that couldn't describe, that claimed there was blood everywhere, no evidence that was collected with blood. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. So why? Never mind. Let me just keep moving on. Simmons turned down the offer, maintaining his innocence. He's not a sex offender, Bonus said. Instead, Riddle is now left to defend a case that is based on new information, raises more questions about whether Simmons is guilty. Years after he was sentenced to prison, Simmons obtained the district attorney's evidence file for his case. The file, Simmons claimed, contained a revealing medical examination conducted by the coroner, who was a doctor at the time. A defense attorney claimed that the defense never knew during the original trial that the coroner said one of the girls was a virgin and that there was no evidence of sexual assault on either of them. America, there's a reason why your shit is declining and you can't get it back. One thing, our Heavenly Father is righteous. He's doing this to the right people. The medical examination was never introduced as evidence in Simmons' trial. So they knew back in 1977 that there was no evidence of those teenage girls ever being raped. There was no sign of rape on their body. And they knew this since 1977, y'all. No, see, the crime was committed by those girls and the legal system in America. Y'all committed the crime in this whole thing, not this black man. He didn't do it. Y'all committed the crime by how you handled this whole situation. But see, y'all, this was Louisiana. There are countless black men that have stories on how they have been screwed over down there. They had evidence that these girls were never raped. There was no sign of rape on them. They were, and one girl was a virgin. And this was in his file. So that means the prosecution and the judge all saw this, and they put him in jail anyway. Gave him a 100-year sentence, and they had the evidence that those girls were never raped. This is beyond dirty. This is pure evil. The fact is, he still attempted rape and he wasn't successful. So he still raped me. I don't believe he tried to rape these girls. It was very common and still is for these women to lie about rape. They don't only lie on black men about rape, they lie on their own men. They do that too. Oh boy. By now, I think if we were lying, we wouldn't have given up. But I'm not giving up. I mean, y'all need to just stop telling a lie altogether, because they're not very convincing. And like I said, as soon as they said that all blacks look alike, I knew instantly they were lying. I knew instantly. So you can't describe anything about him. You can't describe what did the vehicle look like? Where was the blood? You said you bled all over the place. Where was the blood in the car? Nothing. In 1994, Simmons took the medical examination report to a parole board and presented another piece of evidence he found in the file. What he said was a lineup photo showing him in handcuffs. This is a joke. It's a joke. It doesn't get any more suggestive than this, Bonus said. Neither the lineup nor the photo was mentioned at trial. So they withheld the medical examination and the lineup photo. The sisters and their cousin all picked Simon. I'm sorry, I keep saying it's Simmons out of the lineup, and Sharon Sanders insists that Simmons was not in handcuffs when they picked him out, but they got the photo of the lineup and he was handcuffed. Now, why is it that nothing is adding up of what these two are saying, even as grown women? All right. All right, the district attorney said the deputies presented the lineup also backed that account. So they got an actual photo of him in a lineup and he had handcuffs on. And the girls or the women now are saying he never had handcuffs on, but they got the damn photo showing him in handcuffs. Oh boy. The sad part is, when these things happen, there's never any accountability. The US is the biggest unaccounted country on the face of the earth. They don't want to be accountable for nothing, even when they're 100% involved in doing this to a black man. According to them, it's still not their fault. The news tried to speak with former district attorney Eddie Knowles, and who won the conviction, all about allegations that he withheld evidence that might have exonerated Simmons, but he turned down the interview. He didn't want to interview. Yeah, because he knows he was wrong. He knows he was wrong. Okay, so, however, in a sworn affidavit, Knowles said the defense had access to the entire file, and he is convinced the evidence supported Simmons' conviction. Well, it doesn't. So, they also told him about the picture of Simmons in handcuffs that was taken during the lineup. Lori White, who represented Simmons on his appeal in an attempt to get him a new trial before she became a Louisiana criminal court judge, said the evidence that was allegedly withheld could have led to the jury to doubt the accusations. It was pretty clear to me that the defense did not have information to impeach the witnesses. They did not have the police report. They did not have the photograph of the physical lineup. They did not have what was a rape kit at that time for the coroner to have physically looked at the two alleged victims. Had a jury heard, I don't think they would have convicted, or they would not have convicted perhaps that charge. White's appeal and the one Simmons made to the parole board are among nearly 16 unsuccessful attempts to get the conviction thrown out. Now it's Bonus' turn. Bonus has told the judge about what he calls explosive new evidence in a sworn statement made by the cousin. According to Bonus, they said that this cousin, remember, it's a cousin and the two twins. This cousin said that Simmons did not rape the sisters. Their own cousin is saying these two 14-year-olds at the time were never raped by Simmons. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Well, this cousin actually names another man, and she said that this person had consensual sex with one of the twins. And it's not Simmons, it's a different man. I bet every dime in my wallet it was a white man. I bet every dime in my wallet. Okay, so the cousin gave the affidavit, ladies and gentlemen, in 2020. Mm-mm-mm. Her her cousin admitted that Keith, who is a man by the name of Keith, raped her. So that's a whole different man. That's a white man, y'all. It's a white man. But they put this black man in jail for nothing. Sharon Sanders responded, "Oh my God, she is a sick woman." She's talking about her cousin that said in the affidavit that Simmons did not rape either one of them. So the one that claims she got raped, she is responding, "Oh my God, she is a sick woman. She is a sick woman to even go there. She had no clue. That's sick. I'm sorry, but that is so sick." No, what's sick is you put an innocent black man in jail and you know who you laid around with. Mm-mm-mm. See, that was the truth, and they believe that really happened. Why didn't they go report it? Karen Sanders said, questioning the cousin, if you knew that this black man did not rape these twin girls, your cousins, why didn't you say anything? She's saying something in 2020 that she should have said in 1977. Oh, these people ain't no damn good. They ain't no damn good. So CBS was also trying to reach out to talk to the cousin, but she turned it down. Mm, mm, mm. All right. Mm, mm, mm. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a travesty. Anytime we see black men go through this, because they put black men through this more than anyone else. A black man is the most exonerated man in America. And if it's not the citizens lying on him, it's the police lying on him, or it's the prosecutor telling lies, or the judge is full of shit. But he's always the one that ends up in jail over a bunch of nothing. These women and the cousin, they should be behind bars for 100 years. The prosecutor that had all of this information in the file, and the judge and everybody involved, and knew there was evidence that could have cleared him in 1977, and you did nothing, you didn't present it in court, you said nothing. They should all be going to jail for 100 years. They should serve out his 100-year sentence. But in this country, like I said, they don't believe in accountability. So these two liars have gotten away with robbing this man of decades of his life for no reason. Well, ladies and gentlemen, to add insult to injury, the real man that had sex with one of the twins, he even confessed that he had sex with one of them. And that is consistent with what the medical examiner said at the time. He said it didn't appear to be rape when he examined both girls. So the man that slept with one of the twins said it was consensual. So they're trying to get a new trial right now. The judge will decide on whether the motion for Simmons release, um, if they can move forward. They need to get this man out of jail so he can go on with his life. Y'all done robbed him enough. Just like you rob all of these men that are exonerated out of their lives. But I'm supposed to care about some insurrectionists that are getting just a few weeks to a few months in jail and they're whining. I'm supposed to care about that. Please, I wish I would. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. I heard about this story years ago, but this is crazy. I'm glad he was able to get a hold of his own court file and went through the court file to find all the evidence that could have cleared him in 1977. That's a damn shame to do somebody like that. You have to have no conscience. You got to be nothing but pure evil to do that to somebody. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.